Hey guys, welcome to Studio Wildlife. In today's video I'm going to be doing a review of some Nitram charcoal products. So I very thankfully, or very luckily, I have been sent some products from Nitram charcoal to have a go at and try out and do a little review of for you guys and for me, because I like using charcoal products, so I'm very thankful for this, so thank you. If there are any other companies out there that would like me to review their products, please just send me an email or drop me a message on the YouTube channel or via my Instagram at dwilsonart, and I would be happy to get in contact with you. So for this video I've not opened the box yet, so I thought I would show you me opening the box, seeing what's inside, and then I will do a little demonstration of what I can do with these products. I don't know what they've sent me yet, so let's have a look. So before we start, I'm just going to apologise for the top-down view. This is about as close as I can get it to top-down with the equipment that I've got with me. I am in the process of building a new camera rig that will be mounted from my ceiling so I can film things in a few more different positions and just get my tripod out of the way. And I will be filming that process, so I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Right, let's get this opened up. So for me, I've got this little Stanley knife and I'll just very carefully cut the tape off. Let's see what we've got. We've got a Nitram starter kit with some charcoals. I think we've got maybe a carrying couch or something like that. And 2 tubes of liquid charcoal. So let's have a look and see what we've got. Oh, it's an apron. Hey? Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's so good. Hey, Nitram charcoal apron. Oh, that'd be so helpful, because I do get filthy when I'm painting. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you very much. Right, then we've got our 2 liquid charcoal. I've seen this advertised and it's something that I've really been wanting to try because I think this liquid charcoal will really work well with my charcoal style, so I'm happy to give that a go. And then let's see what's inside this starter kit. I mean, it says it on the box, but let's just have a look inside. Anyway, we've got a sharpening stump with a spare piece of sandpaper and 4 pieces of charcoal. Very well. One of them is H, so quite hard. One of them is HB. One of them is bold, and one of them is bold plus. I'm not exactly too sure which one is which though. This is something that I will have to Google. I can probably tell by the weight. I think the heavier ones are probably the darker ones and the lighter ones are probably. So there you have it. You know what, I'm going to have a quick Google of those and see what we can find. Nitram charcoal colour code. Oh, I was way off. So I was right, the yellow is the softest, then the green is next, then orange is the HB, and then blue is the hardest. So I wasn't that far off. But yeah. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It means so much to us. Anyway, let's get started. So to start with, I use the liquid charcoal from Nitram and a brush with some water, and I just use the water to thin it out a little bit to do a little blocking of my drawing. For this one, I just traced it on because this was just a trial of the charcoals and the products Nitram sent me. I wasn't really too fussed about creating a piece from scratch, and I could have drawn it out if I wanted to, but I just didn't have the time to do it. I found using the liquid charcoal very similar to using watercolour paint, and the way that I build up my underpainting when I'm painting in acrylic. I started with thin washes and built up darker layers on top. I did find that as I built up thicker layers of the liquid charcoal, it left a sort of gritty texture to the wooden panel that I was painting on, but I quite like that because I use quite thick charcoal anyway and charcoal powder, and it leaves that gritty texture whether I'm using the liquid charcoal or not. Have any of you guys used liquid charcoal? If you have, please let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below. I'd love to hear them, and maybe if you've got other techniques or tips for using the liquid charcoal, you could share them with me and the other members of the channel, and we'd really appreciate it, and I'd love to hear from you. So just drop a message down in the comments below. So when I'm using charcoal sticks, I like to have them sharp, filed to a point, and usually I use sandpaper, and this was actually the block that Nitram provided. So I just show you here how I sharpen my charcoal pieces, and I make sure to save my charcoal dust, my charcoal powder, because I use that later on in all of my drawings, and more of this the better. I file all of them down to a sharp point, and I collect that dust on a piece of tinfoil and then pop it into a little jar for later. So here I am using the charcoal sticks. I'm using the soft charcoal here, so the yellow one, and I'm just using it to build up my dark layers and just a little bit of charcoal over the top, because what I found was that I could not erase that liquid charcoal, which was sort of a negative for me, and I usually add detail by erasing the charcoal marks. So what I decided to do was put a layer of charcoal over the top of the liquid charcoal that I could then erase and bring in some details with my putty eraser and pencil eraser. I should note that the pencil eraser and the putty eraser were not from Nitram. These are products that I have of my own anyway, and I use them in nearly all of my charcoal drawings. The pencil eraser was actually a gift from Amber, and I love it. It's so helpful, it's so useful, so thank you for that, Amber. So for this piece I decided to fix it with some Pastel Fixative, and because I couldn't use an eraser to bring out the highlights as brightly as I wanted them, I decided to use some white acrylic paint. And again, this is not from Nitram, but I'm using the Nitram products with a combination of other products such as paint and the putty eraser. I could do this because I am working on top of an MDF wooden board that has been primed and prepped with gesso that's had a bit of powder in it to give it a bit of a powdery or gritty texture similar to pastel paper, which is why it took the charcoal so well. I worked back over the top with some of the liquid charcoal just to glaze it and add some darker regions. Next I wanted to add some colour to this, and I thought I'd go with bright orange eyes, and I absolutely loved this colour. These are the Arteza paints, and the oranges that they have are so bright and so vibrant. They are just perfect for this kind of style. So would I use these Nitram charcoal products again? The answer is yes. Yes, I would. I really enjoyed using that liquid charcoal, and even though I couldn't use the eraser and rub it out, it allowed me to adapt and try something new, which was these acrylic paints over the top of the charcoal. And when I do paintings like this, because I did really enjoy to do this picture and use this charcoal on wood, and I will be doing this again, I will be using that liquid charcoal, and I will be using those Nitram charcoal sticks. So thank you very much for sending them to me, and I will be buying more in the future. So here's a finished drawing, or painting I guess, mixed media piece. If you want to see more of this or this in more detail, please head over to my Instagram page at dwiltonarts to see it in full. As always, thank you so much for watching, and for more wildlife art tips, please head over to studiowildlife.com.